Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Welcome to another 2023 Project Orchids video. We're up to orchid number 8, so this is the last in the second set. Okay, so we filmed all of the 8 selected orchids through February and March, vid number 1, and now through April and May we've done vid number 2 for each of those 8 plants. And then starting next week will be round 3, where we'll go back to plant number 1. So today is plant number 8, and as usual the info card will come up where you can branch off and have a look at vid number 1 for these for orchid number 8 if you choose to do so. The link to that video is also in the description if you can't see info cards or want to do it the other way. And it's an unusual video due to circumstances. There's no talking in it. So anyway, info card coming up now. If you've been away, welcome back, and let's get on with orchid number 8, vid number 2, the last in the set. Okay, for those of you who branched off and had a look at vid number 1, what started out as an orchid got repotted and ended up as 2 orchids because the pot contained 2 entirely separate plants. And rather than differentiate, it was decided then that we'll keep both of those cymbidiums as plants number 8. Plants number 8. Plant number 8s. Either way, there's 2 of them. Right, and one of them won't bloom, it's too small, it's too young. One may. So if we have a look at the copper, Cymbidium copper, this came from the Mathers Foundation, and this was out of David Mather's private collection rather than the foundation orchids. And the new growth is pushing on really well. I would imagine there's a good root system coming underneath it. It's a healthy looking plant, nice green leaves, currently outside, brought in now just to film, and it will go back outside. Well, I'm about to water all the cymbidiums and feed them, so it'll go back outside for that so that it can drip on the floor out there and not in here. Yes, so that's that one. It's coming on nicely with 3 back bulbs that are reasonably, plump and leaved. No unleaved bulbs. This new growth may well produce a flower spike, but it's relatively late in the season to be at that size, so we might miss a year and not get any blooms. This was the other plant in the pot, and this is basically an unnamed hybrid. It was a creamy colour, if you remember. Now we've ended up with 1 back bulb here and a nice strong new growth. Next year the growth may bloom, this one won't. Quite honestly, if this tried to bloom, I think I'd probably take the spike off, get the strength into the plant. It's obviously been disturbed. So yeah, that's the state of play with the 2 cymbidiums. Both have got a single new growth pushing on nicely, and that's all you can say about these really. They're in their growing season, they're outside, getting fresh air around them, getting rained on. Well, if we had any rain, they would get rained on. At the moment, they're getting the hose put on them every now and again. But that's been happening frequently because we haven't had rain. Consequently, they've only had water for a while and no feed. So I'm about to give them a good feed. And what I plan on doing is I have some slow release fertilizer granules that I use for my bonsai trees. Now, I don't think it's a complete feed by any means, and it's a low feed. It's a 5-5-5, so it's balanced as such. And these could do with a high amount of nitrogen for this amount of growth that's going on. So I'm going to use that so that when I put the hose on them, they get some feed, and when it rains, they get some feed. But I will still mix up orchid fertilizer, with a kick of nitrogen in it to keep these growing strongly through the season. So there we go, that's plant number 8 and the end of sequence 2. Okay, there we go then, that's the end of round 2. Vid number 2 for all 8 orchids is now complete, and we will start with orchid number 1 next Friday, and that will be vid number 3, and the new set begins through June and July. And hope you're enjoying this as it goes, and see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.